So I'm going to read the word problem that's going to happen right here. And remember, keep in mind, we are always searching for the slope and the y-intercept. That's what the whole unit is over. When a tow truck is called, the cost of the service is $10 plus $1 per mile that the car must be towed. Write and graph a linear equation to represent the cost of the towing service, right? So let's try to find out some important information. Normally it occurs with numbers. We got $10 plus, and then we have $1 per mile. So again, it looks like there's this initial fee, that's the y-intercept, and then we have something per, which that is your slope, okay? So what I like to do is I like to circle the initial fee. That is our y-intercept. So the initial value is $10. Then we need our slope. So I'm going to triangle the slope based on the phrase per, because that is slope. So it is going to be, I'm going to triangle this, $1 per mile, all right? And again, it is usually always your change in y, and then it's your change in x. So I would also put a y here and an x here. So my slope, again, change in y over change in x. Well, in this context, the change of y is $1. So that is $1 over the change in x, which is 1 mile. 1 mile. So our slope is 1 over 1, which is really just 1x. I mean, if you were to put that in Desmos, 1 divided by 1 is 1. So that is your slope, all right? So then they want to know, well, is this a discrete or is this a continuous? And when we were talking about discrete versus continuous, remember, put this as a note. Discrete are like objects. They're things of whole, right? Continuous is anything that's a measurement, all right? So for measurement, like that's the same thing as mile. So this would be continuous, okay? Then you're going to define the variables, and then we'll finally write the equation. So we have our independent variable, which is your x, that is miles, all right? So miles would go right here. Then we have our dependent variable, which is y, and that is dollars. So that would go right here. So if you can remember, we have Dr. XY who needs to see your ID to get in or out. And so that's how we know, oh, independent goes with the X. That's what that I is for. And then the dependent goes with the Y. That's how we got that. Then we write our equation. And remember, the equation is in the form of y equals mx plus b. Guys, we have our slope. We have our y-intercept all over here. All right, so that's our y-intercept. This is our slope. So we just got to write it in that equation. So it is y equals, our slope is 1. All right, so 1x, and then our y-intercept is 10. So it is then plus 10.